1, 2, 3, 4, we won't take it anymore.
We're really just looking for respect from the district.
5, 6, 7, 8, DPS negotiate.
We've made significant ground.
Now on Denver 7 News at 6, Denver Public Schools and its teachers union at the bargaining table all night long. Their efforts to support educators and students.
There's a new top cop in Denver. We're introducing you to the city's new acting chief and the challenges he'll face when he takes over next week.
And a driven little girl with a big heart for dogs.
They work hard to keep us safe, so I want to repay them.
How her lemonade stand is going a long way to help those who serve their community. Oh, I need some cold
cute.
lemonade
Yeah,
today.
sure.
I love
Yeah.
lemonade stands, right?
know.
I mean, you always buy, you always pay more than they're
Of
even
course.
asking, right?
Always.
So she has a great story to tell here.
Yes, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Friday Eve, we're almost to Labor Day weekend, but yeah, it's going to be hot out there.
Yeah, there was a moment yesterday when I thought, oof, this doesn't feel like early September.
No.
Oh my
No.
God. First week of September is going to be like this, 90s across the board. Beautiful start, a lot of sunshine out there. From our Viero camera there in Lyman, just a hint of what's to come for that morning drive. If you want to get out for a walk, a run, a bike ride, do it early. We're going to be in the upper 70s, near 80 by about 10 o'clock. Keep in mind, normal high this time of year in the low to mid 90s here through the first week of September. And we're going to be well above that by about 12 o'clock lunchtime today. Highs will be near 95 in Denver, low 90s near Highlands Ranch. 80s again for the foothills. Estes Park this afternoon, you're at 78, and it's going to be dry. Yesterday we had a few clouds and a few isolated storms that rolled through, so it helped with the cloud cover. Today, Jason, it's going to be a lot of sunshine, and you can see it's across the entire state. I mean, you can head west and get a bit of a break from the heat, but it's still going to be pretty warm. Upper 80s in Steamboat this afternoon.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice for us up there, but yeah, they're used to having some cooler weather here in the beginning of September. Right now we have a couple of trouble spots. One is going to be here on that little section of frontage road from 74th up to Dahlia because of a serious crash we have at Dahlia in the frontage road off of I-76. The other trouble spot is here. Take a look, Air Tracker 7 over it. They just had closed all lanes for just a moment here at 84th Avenue to move the crash. You just saw the fire or the police department move off there off to the side of the highway. So all lanes just now reopened on southbound I-25 here at 84th, right across from American Furniture. That's what you see there. And so with the traffic jam that's in place, take a look at the drive times. It's already heavy for us coming in from around 104th all the way through there. So a pretty tight stop and go traffic mess. And then it will start to ease up as that traffic starts to work its way into downtown Denver. But no other trouble spots for us right now as you make your way around town.
Well, we do have some breaking news this morning. Denver Public Schools, the district and its teachers union are still at the bargaining table. This meeting has been going on for 21 hours now. Their current contract expired at midnight, and they have vowed to keep going until they have a deal.
Yeah, right now there's no sign, though, that they intend to strike. They're telling us that is very unlikely. We saw the last teacher strike in 2019. It lasted for 3 days. This is a live look now at that bargaining meeting. It doesn't look like much is going on right now. That's because in an update they said they are currently in caucus, but they are still negotiating right now, hashing out some big items, teacher pay, of course, but not just pay. The teachers want a starting salary of $55,000 a year. Cost of living increases, also a stipend for serving on school committees. They also want smaller class sizes and some additional help for teachers. Coming up at 6:30, we'll be talking live here with Lynn Valencia Hernandez. She's an English teacher and the bargaining team's chairperson, so she'll update us on how these negotiations are going.
Meanwhile, Denver's police department will soon have new leadership. Current chief Paul Pazin will retire next month.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us now. And Veronica, an interim chief will be taking over even before Pazin's retirement is official to make the transition hopefully seamless.
And that's because the mayor has actually already nominated another veteran with the department to go ahead and take over. This is a senior supervisor who's often overseen some of DPD's most recent challenges, like that police shooting in Lodo. So this morning we're talking about Division Chief Ron Thomas. Take a look at your screen here for a moment, because this is the man that the mayor wants to become the next police chief right here in Denver. He's been with the department since 1989, and oftentimes we have seen him give us updates overnight during breaking news scenes, in the morning, maybe really late at night as well. Now, during his time with the department, he has been around for a lot of these times when there have been these really big crime scenes. If confirmed by City Council, Thomas is going to be coming into a tough time for the department. This is a time when they're struggling for staff, for those police officers. They've seen that recent uptick in violent crime in the city as well. We spoke to Division Chief Thomas about a month ago during National Night Out. This is an event that's typically meant to help bridge the divide between department and the community.
We certainly had some challenges in the downtown core, things that we're focused on improving, and we certainly need the community's help. And so, once again, we want to continue to strengthen that partnership with members of the community throughout the city, but particularly in downtown. I think that's a responsibility that the Denver Police Department understands, that we need to ensure that people feel safe coming downtown. People need to feel safe in their neighborhood, whether it's where they work or where they play or where they live. And so we understand our responsibility there. And again, I think we're up to the challenge.
And in his nomination of Division Chief Thomas, the mayor said that he's going to be tasked with some difficult things to go ahead and tackle. One of those being to, quote, aggressively recruit police officers. Like I mentioned, Denver not only struggling with that, but also a whole lot of different police departments, not only in our state, but all across the country as well. Division Chief Thomas, he is set to take over some of those interim responsibilities next Tuesday, September 6th. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Yeah, challenges not specific to Denver, just growing pains of an American city right now. Thank you, Veronica. Chief Payson, as we mentioned, will retire next month. He has been with the department for 28 years. He has served as chief for the past 4, an interesting 4 years. He has seen both successes and failures in his time. Most recently, of course, was the Lodo shooting that happened on his watch, injuring 6 bystanders. And then back in March, a jury awarded $14 million to protesters injured by police during the summer 2020 demonstrations. But the chief also helped launch the STAR program, which sends mental health professionals to lower level 911 calls instead of uniformed officers. That program has been a model for many other departments around the country.
Well, a big step in the pandemic. Today, the CDC will meet to come up with guidelines for the fall COVID booster shot. The FDA fully authorized COVID boosters specifically targeting 2 Omicron subvariants. Once the CDC approves the recommendations, Colorado should begin receiving the majority of its shots after Labor Day, according to the Denver Gazette. Today, meanwhile, is the last day you can order free COVID tests from the federal government. You can still get them from the state, though, even after that. You can pick up those tests from different locations around the state, including recreation centers or libraries. You may just want to call first and make sure they have them. The state says they're also reevaluating areas that are likely to have spikes in COVID cases this fall, and they'll make sure supply of tests matches demand.
Well, our teachers do so much for our kids, and we know their leadership goes far beyond the classroom many times. So today we get to celebrate this year's 7 finalists to be the 2023 Colorado Teacher of the Year. The Colorado Department of Education just revealed their names, and one of these 7 teachers will be selected for the honor in October and then be considered for the National Teacher of the Year title. The finalists are all from all over Colorado and teach everything from elementary to high school. And Denver 7 is proud to be a partner of the Colorado Teacher of the Year program, so you can learn more about each of the finalists right now on the denverchannel.com. Speaking of kids, it's pretty much fair to say that all of them love animals.
Yeah.
Mine wants a bearded dragon. Oh, no.
That's a big ask.
Exotic animals.
I know.
Going into the holiday season.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna keep it to just dogs, the classic today, right? One girl in Firestone has spent the summer raising money for just one dog in particular, but a very special dog, Danny.
Yeah, this story makes you go like, oh wow, I need to volunteer more.
Yeah.
This girl teaching me some things. My girl, Bridget Morgan, is really passionate specifically about police dogs. And during the last few months, she raised over $1,000 just to help one named Dobby, like the elf in Harry Potter. She had a lemonade stand, because you see, her town of Firestone no longer has a canine unit, so she wanted to make sure that the town over, Frederick, was properly funded to keep training and recertifying their unit, which consists of just Dobby and his handler, Officer Ian Austin. After 4 different weekends with 2 days of selling lemonade and cookies, this past month, she finally reached her goal of raising over $1,000, and last Tuesday she got to go visit him and give them the check.
When we met Officer Austin last October, I think they were maybe expecting $100 or $200, but the community really is amazing up here. And we would post and everybody would share the post on social media, and people would be asking how they can help donate, even if they didn't come by.
So Bridget, walk me through your sales technique. You know, someone's riding by, what do you say to them to get their attention?
I wave at them. I say, would you like to buy some lemonade?
Get right to the point. No
With
chit chat.
that voice,
I know.
I mean, how do you
That's
say
just
no?
good
Yes.
customer service.
And that face.
Imagine you're driving by and Bridget says to you, would you like to buy some lemonade?
I'll just
How
give
can you
you
say no?
everything.
Yeah, just here's my pocketbook. Yeah. And she said she plans to do this every year for different small towns and their K-9 units to make sure that they can always afford to recertify and train them. So
That's awesome.
She's awesome.
Yeah. That dog was almost bigger than she was.
Probably, yeah. Dobby. Definitely bigger than Dobby from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is big for Lisa, too. She's a big fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
huge fan. Yeah. Here's your Lemonade Labor Day forecast.
Yeah.
If you've got a stand coming up, I rarely see a stand now where the kids are not donating some money to some organization.
That's really cool.
We got good kids out there. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Saturday and Sunday, you're going to find sunshine, mostly sunny conditions down here, 90s. So it is good, cold lemonade weather. Take a look at our future cast today. Very few isolated storms for the mountains. We're expecting a few gusty storms in the high country, a better chance for a few late day storms this weekend. We'll take a look at that full Labor Day weekend forecast coming up.
Up to the northeast side of town, we do have this serious crash right now. It's off of Dahlia and the I-76 frontage road. That's westbound I-76. You can see the slow traffic there. This is where that frontage road continues from 88th Avenue. From 88th to Dahlia here, that's open, but it's closed down to 74th. You can see the damage here to the truck. So it's going to be investigated for some time. You could always use I-76 or you could use Dahlia down to get around that closure here this morning.
Well, Serena Williams is showing the world why she is the greatest of all time. There is no quit in her. An epic comeback at the U.S. Open.
I'm just Serena, so I'm a pretty good player.
Yeah, understatement of the year there. Every match is a victory lap for her. What's next in this final Grand Slam?
All right, well, it's been, 12 minutes since this newscast started. I think it's time for a break. You may need a little time away from your desk, how it might make a difference for your health coming up.